Ah, you know, these 1960 comics are so funny.
Are they?
And they're so true. Oh,
Wid.
hey, ladies and
Wait.
gentlemen, welcome to.
Wid, something's going on.
What?
Where's your body at the top of your head?
I ain't got no body.
Oh my God. It's creepy yet erotic.
I'm trying to dress like one of my heroes. Okay.
Who's that?
The Riddler from Batman.
Oh, the Ritalin.
Yes, the Ritalin, as they say, what they should have gave you in school.
Yes.
But ladies and gentlemen, let me say
Oh,
this
look, there
right
he is.
now. All right.
Oh, look, he appears.
I had the Riddler thing, but we're on green screen, and so no green for us.
Oh,
okay?
look, oh, these purple bricks are so nice at the Purple Brick Factory in Bolivia.
That's a Prince song, isn't it?
Kensil Culture, puppets, props, puns, podcasts.
Once again to Kensil Culture.
Yes.
Okay, we're a pop culture magazine, and we're about to talk about Grace Kelly. Okay?
Oh, Grace Kelly.
Grace Kelly, my friend John Kensil right here. I'm his sidekick.
Yes.
And he's going to tell us about working actually at Grace Kelly's house.
Yes, I'm a peeping Tom. And I'm kidding. No, Grace Kelly, the Kellys were like the Kennedys of Philadelphia. Grace Kelly,
yep.
If you read like things today, who they think the most beautiful actresses of all time,
they were bricklayers.
Yeah, she's always in the top 400. And I'm kidding, but she's always like the top 5. She's just naturally, what a beautiful woman, Irish descent, blue eyes, blonde hair, just the epitome of Hollywood class and beauty. And
loved her in Rear Window.
Yes.
Okay.
And she, what do you call it? She she didn't make that many movies, 5 or 6 movies.
No, she retired when she got married. She got money bags.
Yeah, she got married to Prince Albert of Monaco. Oh, but it was a big news story because they called her like America's princess. She's the first like one from the States to marry into royalty, like big like that. I know somebody did in the British Crown years ago, but she married Prince Rainier of Monaco, which is I don't think it's a huge nation, but it's a
No, but it was a pretty rich nation, and
gambling.
He was a top man there, of course.
And
I hear she was also great in a movie called The Farmer's Daughter, or The Farmer's, and she won the Emmy. The Oscar.
Yeah.
Sorry,
and she was she in
Oscar.
Rear Window too with Jimmy Stewart?
I don't think she won an Oscar for that, but she won the. For the Farmers with Bing Crosby as a drunk.
Right.
Okay. That must have been a stretch.
Yeah, I know.
You know, he loved the booze. Okay? And he was something else.
DUI.
He was a performer who had an alcohol problem, and she took care of him, and and it went back and forth.
Wid has a very good friend from Uncle Floyd days named Scott Gordon. Yeah. Scott Gordon, when he was a child, he lived next door to who's the famous musician?
Les Paul.
Les Paul, who invented all the guitars. And he said as a child one time, I guess it was somewhere like outside New York, somewhere in the state of New York.
He was his paper boy.
Yeah. And he went to his house one time and he became friendly with the family. He's a neighborhood kid.
You know.
But I forget what Bing Crosby's real name is.
Harry.
Something like that. Well, Harry something. Maybe just right, Harry Crosby, maybe say. But it was interesting because Scott Gordon said he comes down. There's a bald guy comes in, a skinny guy, and Les Paul said, "Here's my friend Harry." And they started talking. He didn't realize it was Bing Crosby. But anyway, back to Grace Kelly.
Oh, he made a boo-boo.
Yeah, I know. But
Sorry.
Grace Kelly, they're a real prominent family, like the Kennedys in Philadelphia. And they're, it's funny. That house is about 4 miles from where we're sitting at right now. Big, beautiful brick house that their father made.
I forgot how they made their money. I think
it was bricklaying and bricks, right?
Okay.
And so actually, hey, Philadelphia people, this is very interesting. When the Olympics started becoming worldwide, the United States started participating in the Olympics, and European nations still treated us like we were this annoying kid brother. And Grace Kelly's father, right?
Okay,
John
Mr. Kelly.
Yeah, the first one, the father. He tried to go in the Olympics and enter in the rowing, right?
Right, and they disqualified him.
They made a rule that said you must be of noble birth to participate in the. I'm like, it's a stupid rule. So what he did was he was very angry with it because he was a real good rower. In Philadelphia, he started the huge rowing competition, the number one in the world, called the Dad Gale Regatta.
Okay.
And he started in Philadelphia where there's these rowing teams come to. When it happens in Philadelphia, it's like the World Series of rowing. But it's very interesting. But anyway, they have a nice house we work in. My family has a construction business, and he built this house. It's a brick three-story house. The walls are this thick. That building was because he was a bricklayer. He built this house to his specifications. This house could withstand a tidal wave. And it's a really nice, beautiful house out of Henry Avenue in Philadelphia, or on top of
Henry
Kelly Drive. And it's in perfect mint condition. And it's all top of the line stuff from 1925. And it's all mint condition fixtures, ovens and bathrooms. It's just really bathtubs on legs, and there's faucets on the wall with a real unique spout. But that I'm working in her house. It's such a really nice family too. Real good people.
I want the sink if they're going to throw.
Oh no,
I
think they're going to keep it. And it's neat. It looks like a sink you'd see on a Titanic, a big porcelain, heavy wall sink, and it's like Hitler's gum stuck to the bottom of it.
Isn't it like that sink was on the Titanic and the Titanic sunk?
Yes.
So that sink sunk.
Yes, it did. Right. And but that's just very interesting why this came up. But this is interesting. Please don't fall asleep. These are interesting stories. Last week I went to Rhode Island with my girlfriend.
Wow.
And Rhode Island, I always thought it was a joke, like a little
roadie.
Yeah. It sounds like, I spent a week in Rhode Island. It's like a joke. Here it's beautiful. It's really nice. It's right on, right past New York City and Connecticut. It's right there and there. It's a really beautiful beaches.
How long did it take you to get there?
About 2.5 hours if you drive it. But by pogo stick, like 6. But they have mansions there you can tour. And Gloria,
that's where the rich went before air conditioning.
Yes.
They went down south during the summer.
Yes.
And they called their giant mansions cottages.
Yes. If anybody gets a chance, it's a free tour. You can go on it. It's called their mansion was called the Breakers.
Right.
And I think it's called that way because it's on like this area in the beach where it's at. It's, I guess, where the water breaks when it comes in. Mm-hmm. My God, I never saw anything like it. It was like I was in a cathedral, where's the Pope? What the Pope's? I know
the Vatican.
The Vatican, right? Oh, he doesn't. Well, the Vatican has like a Dixie cup dispenser with altar boys, but they have. This place was really unbelievably nice marble tile work. Ceilings are painted. The ceilings are 40 feet tall. It's oh my God! It was built during the Gilded Age, meaning like 1890 to like 1930.
The first house burnt down.
Right.
7 years. They only had it for 7 years, and then 1882 or 3, they started building the one that is there now.
But this building has to be worth $2 billion. It's in mint condition. It's really nice. And you go on the tours. The quarters for everybody. They had butlers and maids and dwarf tossers. Stuff the rich people enjoyed.
And who built it?
Vanderbilt. And I think he made his money in railroads and something else. And also, I learned to, you always think for some reason in your mind that just because they're rich, they're evil, like they burn $100 bills and right. He was a philanthropist. He paid for hospital wings. Like he realized he had too much money. Yep. And any money he made, like outside his family fortune, he gave away and donated to real neat stuff. A couple years ago, I went to Asheville, North Carolina for my friend's wedding. And down there, it's called the Biltmore, the Vanderbilt. I don't know why it's called Moore, Biltmore. I know it's Vanderbilt. Same thing. You see the mansion down there. It's used in movies like Batman or the X-Men movies or Pink Flamingos. It's the same thing. The money these people had was incredible. Really neat.
In the Breakers, they had an electric system that was both AC and DC because they haven't standardized electricity yet.
That's right. That's a whole Edison versus Tesla thing. They both competed to see who could test for wiring. Our current, I think, is mostly AC over here. But if you read too about Edison versus Tesla, Edison was like ruthless. Like he worked his magic like with advertising campaigns. It's very similar to what years ago in the 80s when they had VHS and beta videotape on things. Beta tapes had better pictures and are easier, they're smaller to hold. But VHS went on an advertising campaign, so it just overwhelmed the market with VHSs. That's what he did.
Technology.
And it's very interesting too, is for some reason, I don't like Edison to show the power of AC. What did he do for the public?
He kill an elephant?
He electrocuted an elephant, and it didn't work. There was a van. Like, he thought, people were horrified. Why'd you kill that poor elephant? He electrocuted it, right? He should have filled his ass with popcorn.
Killing an elephant?
What?
Tusk.
Oh man, okay. Yeah, and
you can't do that.
Oh, trunks. But it's just very neat. If you go on a trip somewhere, you should check this place out.
They're both very good. Vanderbilt made his money by his mother lent him some money to buy a little boat.
Yes.
When they lived in Staten Island,
right.
And he used to take the stuff from Staten Island.
Like a carrier, to
Manhattan Island.
Yes.
And then he made enough money to buy a ferry that took people from New Brunswick, New Jersey to Trenton, New Jersey.
Right.
He did that for 10 years, and he amassed a giant, like 10 other ferries in that time. And that's why they called him the Commodore, which is
very interesting.
And he was the first one. He was the most interesting.
And like Wood said earlier too, this Vanderbilt, they had the mansion down in Asheville, North Carolina. They had this one in Rhode Island, but he also had a huge mansion in Manhattan. That was their main residence. This place is their shore house, right?
It took up a whole city block in Manhattan.
The money these people had. Well,
before taxes.
Yeah. Well, the guy who built this, the Vanderbilt, had a daughter. Her name was Gloria Vanderbilt, and she was very iconic. She had like a strange black, looked like Betty and Veronica hair. She had straight black hair that had little points on the side. She always wore pearls. She was very skinny. She made her money in clothing, like Vanderbilt jeans, like in the late 70s, early, was all like designer jeans. Gloria Vanderbilt, she bred.
She was the original poor little rich girl because she was dragged to the infidelity trials of her parents.
Yes.
And some of it was same-sex sort of scandal at that time. And she was shown as the poor girl who had to go through this. Her parents and all the gossip and
they made a movie out of it.
Had that. Yeah.
She had two sons.
I guess it was in her genes.
She had two sons. One son committed suicide years ago, but her other son,
is
Anderson Cooper from CNN, the white hair guy with the glasses, and he makes $18 million a year.
See, the first guy, the Commodore, the one who made the money from Staten Island.
Yes.
He had two sons, and one was followed in his footsteps, made 10 times the amount of money. And the other son was a ne'er-do-well.
Yes.
Who went to a lot of sporting houses.
Yes.
And you know what that means.
Yes.
John.
Yeah.
And gambling. And he eventually, I think, either committed suicide or died by his own vices.
Where does Junkyard Dog come into this?
Where does what?
The wrestler. But
I didn't hear that, John. Will you repeat that?
There's a wrestler named Junkyard Dog. It has nothing to do with what you're talking about. He used to come out, and he was only 45 when he died in a truck accident. But this is a very interesting thing to do. If you're bored and don't like throwing lawn darts at people, check out these mansions. It's very neat. It's very cool to see. You might say, it sounds boring. You would like because they have a sausage room.
I went to one on Long Island. That was William K. He was right on the bay. Okay,
he invented Post-it notes.
That's the one in Long Island that he had a beautiful, beautiful old time maritime museum.
Oh, very cool.
And I love the whales.
You like whales?
Oh yeah. Well, ladies, we can humpback at my place. No, that was a little whale joke. Hey, and they also have a place up in New York where FDR lived, Hyde Park. Okay?
Yeah, he was named after the highway.
Yeah. And Hyde Park has a lot of beautiful mansions up there because of the same reason.
Yes.
People got out of the big cities and made these houses because there was no air conditioning.
There's a guy that I don't want to go real quick on this. It might sound boring, but it's actually really neat to see this. I shouldn't say it on your podcast. This might sound boring. Right away, it sounds like it is boring. There's a famous street in Philadelphia right next to all the stadiums where the football and baseball teams at, and the Clown Dunk Tank Museum, called Packer Avenue in Jim Thorpe, PA, where Jim Thorpe grew up at, and he loved hanging out there. He was always there. Jim Thorpe was always in Jim Thorpe.
Jim Thorpe was never in Jim Thorpe. John,
you ruined everything.
That's a conspiracy theory that he was actually there.
No, they have a picture. Anyway, but in Jim Thorpe, PA, his name was Asa Packer, ASA.
Okay.
He has a house there that's incredible. It's a mansion. It's really beautiful. It's a huge Victorian style mansion. His son, Fudge Packer, lived right next door. And his house is like a vintage Victorian house. Disney World, the Haunted Mansion in Disneyland there, is based on that house.
And that's closing right now. Did you know that after 50-something years,
the Haunted
Mansion is closing?
Oh, really? Very, very interesting. Now, Wid said something earlier too.
How much do you charge to own a house? Okay, maybe you can. No,
I just want to pair your old lady's drawers.
That's the spirits.
But Wid just said something too about the money these people had. Well, but in the 1800s, they didn't really have. They had a different form of air conditioning, and it was really neat. I think this place had it too. The Vanderbilt place we saw behind the house, they built a big. Well, in Jim Thorpe, there's a mountain there. They dug out a big giant refrigerator box. It's 150 feet tall and 50 foot wide. During the winter, they would stock it with ice. It's a refrigerator. I think the walls are up, and they ran tubes into the house in certain windows with fans blowing, and it was natural air conditioning off ice. And this is interesting too. Sorry, they had a pipe organ.
Okay, right? I was going to ask if they had an organ there.
And it said, and it was it's funny because there's no pot stuck in the pipe, but they would dismantle this pipe organ every year, and they had a mansion down in Key West, Florida. They would ship it down every year, build it so their daughter could play the pipe organ. At the end of the winter season, she would bring it back up, and they reassemble it every year for 40 years. It's very interesting. And she had a really nice Sibian.
Well, as Liberace would say, okay, I was good on the piano. Okay. But ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up another issue of the Pop Culture magazine.
Kensil Culture.
Kensil Culture. Hey, hit the subscribe button.
And share this, please.
Please share.